Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. As you guys can see, FUT 21 rule breakers are coming tomorrow. I haven't done much coverage yet on my channel about this, and usually we do kind of videos on Thursday talking about what you guys need to know. This isn't necessarily going to be a video on that because I don't know much about this promo. I don't know what it's going to be. And dudes, I was not able to get a stream up today, man. We've been streaming twice a day. It was just one of those days, dude. I have had a million things going on today. I've been doing stuff probably for every hour of the day. Personal things, work things, busy things. Just one of those days, man, where you just have no free time. It's 11:54 at night now, and now I'm free. So the best I could do is give you guys a YouTube video before I send off. Because I know there's some things to talk about, and I know that there's obviously a big promo coming tomorrow, which we will be streaming for, which I will be very excited about. I'm not sure what time we're going to start the live stream tomorrow. My plan would be that we would start at around 11 in the morning, which my time, I think it's 4 p.m. UK, and we'll probably rule it for like 4 hours probably, and then we'll be back probably at night, hopefully, but we'll see. We'll see how the promo is, right? We're going to see how the promo is. Also, just thank you guys for the support on both channels recently. Appreciate it. This is popping up saying, due to the schedule change for October 16th FUT Champions Weekend, we're returning FUT Champions points to everybody that qualified for the event. Okay, I don't know if that means that they're giving extra points or whatever, but yeah. So guys, the market really went up today, and that's what I was expecting to happen. This was the one day this week that if the market didn't go up well, this game was done for. The market absolutely flew today. So this looks like what's going to happen on Thursdays, where the market is just going to bleed from all the way from like, you know, the end of the week and like Saturday night all the way until Wednesday. And even if investors try to buy on Wednesday, it's just going to be hard because there's not enough coins in the market. And the market's just bleeding because we don't have people playing the game a lot. Gameplay-wise, there are a lot of people playing in the week, but not gameplay-wise necessarily Monday to Wednesday. So I have been doing really well today on the market. I'm not here to flex, but I do want to talk about a couple moves today that went very well for myself. Just to talk about the market as a summary. Jeez, I can't speak tonight. But yeah, I want to go over that, and then we'll move on. We'll talk a little bit about the promo tomorrow and kind of things that we can expect with the promo and how that's going to pretty much impact how tomorrow's day looks on FUT, whether it's market, whether it's SBCs, whether it's objectives, all that good stuff. So right now, my transfer list is compiled of a lot of icons. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. And these days when the market rises are some of my favorite days to trade. It's either when the market rises a ton or crashes a ton. Either of those days for me are really good to trade. Now, why is that, right? Because what happened was I made some investments for today's market. We had actually talked about them on the Twitch stream last night. I was telling my viewers, looking at the metas, the Contes, the De Bruynes, and all these players, man. They did very well for me today. If we take a look at a kind of summary on Flippin, the main ones that I would say that I had the most of, Griezmann was a big one. Griezmann last night for no reason went all the way down to 55K, and you should be able to see it on the hourly. It was about right here, 56, 57K. I picked up a ton of 55, and I sold around here at around 77 to 79. So now he's 80. But again, you're talking about a return on an investment of a player. Another player I bought was Koulibaly. Now, I'm showing you guys these buys because I don't think these are buys that everybody made on this game. I don't think these are buys that every trader made. I just was trying to buy players that I felt like were really important to people's squad building for rewards days on that proper budget of just around 100K, but high rated enough, rare enough to be going up today rather than going down. And Koulibaly was a big pickup for me at about 46, 47. Sold him at 64. And then, you know, something that has been working really well this year, if you're an investor, a trader that's looking to make some money on rewards days, goalkeepers, man. Goalkeepers are doing really good this year. They're very solid returns. I have been investing in Neuer all year and Ederson as well. I didn't do Ederson this week, but I'm sure Ederson rose out of packs. Yep, he rose 10K out of packs. And I'm sure Allison rose today like 15K, 20K. So this all has to do with links. I bought Neuer's for Delaney. I assumed Allison and Ederson were also going to go up, but this makes a lot of sense to me, and this is a great way to trade. So yeah, all the meta goals really went up today. I think the highest risers today was probably Lucas Moura or Griezmann. Lucas Moura went from 42 to 65. Griezmann went from 55 to like 80. So these two guys went up a ton today. But yeah, general market today just went up an absolute ton. I think Salah and Mane were two cards that I had a couple of today as well. I mean, these guys surged up on the market about 60K a card today. This is a 60K a card rise. That is a huge percentage rise. And so, yeah, we made a lot of coins today, which is really good. And this is kind of what happens on Thursday. So if you're new to FIFA, Thursdays are a huge market rise day because people get rewards now. And basically, people aren't buying cards at all this year from Monday to Wednesday. So there's like a double rewards thing happening Thursday. I also think many more people are playing Rivals. So I like to trade on these days because what I do is once I start getting my coins, I start trading and investing in trends in things that are not up enough yet. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the time on Thursdays, there will be things that are adjusting in price and people are selling 1 hour, so they're coming down a bit. But anytime there's a little bit of a down spiral on a Thursday, really easy to take advantage of this because you know that it's probably going to go up, get really rare at night, and go higher, right? So I've been trading a little bit of the team of the week today, team of Werner, the Pi, bought these at prices that I liked. And now I'm in some icons, right? I got some icons, some really good prices for some icons. So I've been flipping icons all day today. We're actually getting really close to the top 100 transfer profit, which is awesome. We're very, very close. But you guys know we're going for the big goal this year. So yeah, market day, really high today, the market. I'm very happy with it. It's the first day that, a lot of people tweet me and say, Nick, like, dude, you just want the market high because you're a trader, you want to make coins. I actually make more coins when the market is going down, believe it or not, because people undercut cards too much. I pretty much relatively know the price that it should sell at, and I wait for the hour that usually somebody would be willing to buy it back at the rebound. And that is a huge thing with trend trading and hourly trading, and you can flip in and all these types of websites that really start to hone in on these concepts of like how to do that. It's just familiarity and it's time and it's management of putting in the time to learn these types of trends and things on this game. But I think what's important is that we've got this promo coming tomorrow. We don't know too much yet on this promo. Right now, we just know it's called Rule Breakers. So far, we have a Dries Mertens, I would assume Belgium and Napoli. We've got a Harry Kane, English striker, and Tottenham. And we've got a Brazilian player over there, too. So right away, I kind of feel like this is similar to Shapeshifters. I'm not too sure, though, like exactly what they're doing. Now, based on this, this Kane card, hypothetically, I assume maybe EA is going to be like switching around stats. So they're giving him maybe like less shooting, but higher pace, so it gives a different type of card to use. It's a really weird one. I mean, with Dries Mertens, it's almost looking like they're maybe getting rid of his pace a little bit. I don't know what Mertens' pace is. No, I mean, he's getting +2 pace, but, maybe he's getting a more significant boost in another area. It's a weird one. I don't know if EA have given us confirmation today on exactly what this promo is going to be. But for me, what I think EA is going to do... Oh, let's see. Guys, it's right here. Rule Breakers leave behind their previous styles of play and transform into different kinds of stars with game-changing stat updates. So, like, I don't think that we're going to see any cards come out tomorrow that have 99 shooting or something like that. But what I do think is going to happen is we're going to start to see a lot of these cards, like maybe even like not a Thiago Silva, but this would be a good example, right? Like, Thiago Silva can have like 85 pace as a center back. I mean, the EA is going to release some really cool cards tomorrow. They probably have really low pace or really undesirable statistics, and they're going to be suddenly really desirable. That's my guess with what EA is going to do. It's impossible to know exactly what EA is going to do, but that's, from what I'm seeing with this Harry Kane example, would be something cool that I think they could do that with, right? And there's probably a ton of concepts out there over on Twitter where people are kind of like, being like, oh, I can't wait for this card. I mean, there's a lot of examples. For me, the one that I would love, I know some of you guys are going to say, Nick, like, who do you want to see the most? Probably a Douglas Costa with really high finishing. I love the way Douglas Costa plays in FIFA. I would love to have that card in the game. I'm a little bit sad that we're not getting Scream this year, although maybe we still are getting Scream. Maybe that's just coming next Friday because technically Halloween's not till next Saturday. So maybe that's actually just coming next Friday. Maybe EA's fitting a little bit of an extra promo here. I guess. Maybe. It's tough to know, man. And I hope that EA doesn't just do Rule Breakers 2, but maybe they're going to do a 2-week promo. Who knows? But I don't like 2-week promos. I'm not a big fan of that. So I think first of all, what's really interesting, guys, with this promo is that we still have the opportunity with SBC fodder, right? Any of you guys are investors, things like that. SBC fodder is still at a very, very low, right? You guys know that. You can pick up an 89 rating on this game for 24K, right? That's very low. So if you're a guy that wants to put some change into something, give it a little bit of time and get a nice return, that might be for you. That's really cheap, right? 89's at close to 20K and all that, right? SBC fodder is the cheapest of every rating of a gold, and usually you guys see these SBC cards rising with any SBC that has high demand. I'm assuming with this promo, this would be like the first promo that we get where we're probably going to start to get some really super in-demand cards with an SBC. I mean, EA will probably release at least one or two that will make people like really consider like, oh, I got to do this card. But saying that, I think there is a little bit of a reluctancy from EA because I think a lot of the time they don't release crazy SBCs early on. They kind of wait till like that Footmas mark to kind of say, hey, like, you know, maybe you should do this one. But there's always a player of the month that comes out within the first month or around the first month of FIFA that has like a lot of desire for people to do. So like, I think with the market, it's an interesting one. I think what you guys got to remember is that last year with the Scream promo, guys, the market actually went down a lot because the Scream cards that got dropped last year were absolutely nuts. Like, they were out of this world good. They were so good. And I think you know, I'm not conspiring to have panic tomorrow. Okay, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying to you guys is that I think there's a question mark for me. Now, look, that Harry Kane card, if that's Harry Kane, like, that's an insane card, right? Like, this would be the type of card that might crash Gold Aubameyang, Timo Werner a little bit. I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly. Last year, this was the first Scream team we got. Bernard was insane. Aguero was nuts. Ibra was nuts. I mean, do any of these players, like, directly get rid of the meta? Not necessarily. But I do remember that with this promo last year when it came out, there was a lot of hype on some of these cards, and there was a tad of a market correction with a lot of cards. So I think really, I'm not expecting much panic tomorrow, man. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's in the air. Usually when we have a lot of market panic, we're already starting to see it at this time, right? Like, you can start to see that the market's dropping a lot a couple hours after the marquee matchups. It hasn't happened, right? This sort of thing has not happened yet. So it's kind of making me think that we're not going to really get that panic. I mean, icons are at a 103/104 rating. That's very high for icons, right? Very big recovery. They were 99. They're back at 104. But more importantly, like, the gold metas, man, even those like high supplied, cheaper gold metas, Joe Gomez, like Lucas, these guys are really high, man, 120K. And I think a big thing that's keeping the market up today is the fact that people are playing these Rivals games, man. I think this horrible way that EA have implemented this Division Rivals to be a 30-game sweatfest on Thursdays is keeping people grinding the Rivals on Thursdays, man. So I think it's propping up the market a bit with team prices generally. That's my assumption. So I think you have a little bit buy window in the morning, but if there's not much panic in the morning, I wouldn't bother forcing a buy. I feel like a lot of people have already bought a lot. So it's an interesting one. I think you'd be looking then to maybe pinpoint a little bit of a buy time somewhere in the early afternoon if we do get a little bit of panic with the new cards, and then a further rebound at night, because the way I see it, I would assume that, like, if you were to play 30 games of Div Rivals, you're probably, well, knowing some FIFA players, you're probably not logging on, though, Friday, like, early morning to just play all your FUT Champs games. Like, I think you'd probably give it a little bit of a rest. You'd probably see the new promo a little bit. You'd probably play at night or the afternoon. So I would assume a lot of people would finalize and buy a lot of their teams probably with some of the content that would come out on Friday. But you never know. I guess you never know, right? Like, I guess you never know what's going to happen. I think for me in the morning, I'm going to be focusing a lot on panic of, like, out-of-pack special cards, things like that. Probably some icons too. Gold metas are always a weird one, right? Because I think gold metas always go up when they're down a lot, right? Like, they were down a lot this week. But if they're never down a ton, I always chill out a little bit and maybe I rethink the purchase. So yeah, I mean, I think that's about it on my end. I wanted to tell you guys, man, I'm really disappointed. I forgot, and I almost just knocked my whole setup over. I forgot to do James Rodriguez's once to watch card. Like, I'm so disappointed. I can't believe it. Like, that's so disappointing to me. So yeah, boys, like, I'm kind of sad about that. I just somehow forgot to do that SBC. I don't know what's gotten into me, but I'm, like, kind of sad about that because I really wanted James and I begged EA for James, and now I just look like kind of an idiot because we don't have a James. So yeah, that's my story, boys. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video tonight, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another EA Sports promotion. All right, guys, peace.